Do do do. Right.
Jumble cannot thank you enough. Nothing is as great as a surprise after the rain. He thought he was ready to make you the jumble juice, but his supply of fill-up glasses has become a bottleneck. Without it, he has nothing
Right.
to put the juice in. Get him a fill-up glass, and he'll start mixing the juice in the meantime. He'll have it ready for you when you come.
Ah, right.
That kind of glass shouldn't be too hard to find. You should be able to find one drifting about on the surf. You're helping him do
I might get it.
the world a
Like I
kindness.
say, MMOs is not really my thing, because you've got to dedicate quite a bit of time to them. It gets some dark.
So wise. Cool off in the shade. The dark is here for you.
Don't let the dark suck you in.
The only thing that sucks around here is the light.
It's not too late.
Jumble's happy you're here. Didn't have much else to
I know
say,
Richard's
so
doing... I say doing... Has been doing for many a year. Final Fantasy 14. And that is a beast all unto its own. It is insane how much shit is going on in that game. And it's still, like, it was built for PS3. Then they updated the engine for PS4. Now it's coming to PS5. It's like, what the f is going on? It's just like, it's an absolute animal of a game. It looks pretty good. And they're constantly updating it with like new big, huge expansions and stuff. Yeah, I mean, Derek is quite a statement. Oh,
Amazing
goodness.
to see so much happening today.
Oh, fuck. Little bastard arms. It looks really good. Like I say, I've seen Richard playing it a few times. There is some... And it's very cinematic. As far as MMOs goes, it looks like a very story-driven sort of cinematic thing, and there's so much to... At this point in time, there is a lot to do in that game. There's like a lot of shit to get into. If you're just starting out, obviously there's a character bump to get you to where you need to be and all of that. But if you don't do the character bump, there's a crap ton of stuff to do in that game. Right. Scrap.
Oh, e-waste. Hard to find.
Reginald P. Cliffington. Class. Oh,
A crit.
that's amazing. Yeah, the story in Final Fantasy is... It is brilliant. It is very much Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? It just happens to be online with like crazy boss fights and loads of other real people running about at the same time. They're doing a good job with Final Fantasy, I must say. In general, lately. Final Fantasy 15 was amazing. Final Fantasy 7 Remake is an amazing game. Final Fantasy 14 is fantastic. 16 looks
You're having a
great.
good day.
Panina ulane. Okakala.
Jumble says that now he's got a fill-up glass, he's willing to part with a splash of his incredibly invigorating jumble juice.
Nimatolaki.
Jumble says he's got other interests than sunshine after rain. He's gathered quite a mix of curiosa over the years.
Okakala.
The problem is, it's weighing him down.
Thunderwing Doomslayer.
Focus to the sky.
Right, we're renaming the games channel.
To part with some of it. He's been hauling around this stuff for too long anyways.
Elanina.
Says it's whether the weather weathers well that worries him most.
Okakala.
Jumble says seeing you always brightens his...
Si dilapokani.
Says you should take it easy.
It's definitely when it's got a free trial. It's definitely worth giving it a go. I think, especially if you're into playing MMOs and whatnot. Because it definitely, 100%, definitely does the business like. Right, I am going to go back to Click. I'm just going to fast travel there. And then I'm going to go and do a main story mission, because I haven't done any main story missions today. I've just been tidying up some of the map and leveling the character. It's all about there. It's just getting stronger, isn't it?
Click is thrilled with the back-in-time bow. Says there's enough to make a skeleton key for you too. Click felt there was no point telling you about a secret door if he couldn't provide you a key, but now he has one, he can. But he cautions you, you never know what hides behind the old doors. Best be careful, you're a key figure now. Says he's happy to unlock doors, but afraid to actually go through them.
Right. I mean, I'm the same. I'm a huge
Says he's locked on helping.
Elder Scrolls fan. Love them.
If you met again.
No, I haven't played them all, mind. I've never played Elder Scrolls. I'm assuming it's just Elder Scrolls 1. I played Oblivion, I played Skyrim, and I played Morrowind. And I'm pretty confident Morrowind's the third game. I never played the other two, though. But, yes, very much a fan of all of the ones I've played. Why is there a beam of light just shooting out of the ground here? Does this mean I've done it? I guess that means I've done it.
It's darkest between the stars. Crackle, crackle, bomb. Knock 'em out.
Smashy smash! The old ones are great, but like Morrowind was a fantastic game. Obviously, you've got to judge it of its time. Morrowind today is rough. Still a good game, still a great game, in fact, but it's rough.
Wonder if Toxanol had a deeper purpose with any of the bang shelters.
Like, I'm
This one, for
really
example,
looking forward
shelter
and massively
14.
excited to try Elder Scrolls 6. Like, I can't wait to see what they do with the franchise and where they're going to take it. And now that they've got the power of, like, PS5 and Series X and all of this new technology like ray tracing and stuff, like, is it going to play into the game in some way? Bit ton of stuff down here.
Good hit. Bangarang.
Not really who I wanted to use that on, like, but... Fire a butt!
Bang, bang.
Yeah, Avowed looks amazing.
You don't get to wander below ground like this every day.
They have. Bethesda have fucked up. There's no two ways about that. Me and Richard have talked about this a few times, actually. I believe that Bethesda and BioWare have both buggered the shit out of it in recent years. However, I think BioWare is back on track with
Oh, it's
Dragon Age, and I do think that when we see, and we will see within the next 2 weeks, Starfield, I think you'll see that Bethesda are back on form with a spacefaring RPG, story-driven, open universe world, whatever it's going to be. I think it'll be phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's going to be great. I do think
you
they'll
need
be
to
back.
line up the switches so they match. Good.
I agree,
Current to initiate.
but it feels like EA lately, and obviously I could be wrong, but it does feel like EA are starting to allow their developers to do their own thing. You know, look, I mean, you've just got to look at, why is my brain forgot the name? Titanfall guys, whose names I've completely forgot, that did the Star Wars game. That Star Wars game was fucking brilliant. Really was. Great game. One of the best Star Wars games in recent memory, in my opinion. And, you know, if they can allow them to do that, then there's no logical reason why they couldn't just let BioWare do BioWare. And that's what it comes down to, ultimately. If you let BioWare do BioWare, you don't have a problem. Yeah, Fallen Order. Unbelievably good game. If you're in any way like Star Wars, it's the ultimate, in my opinion, Star Wars game. Because they've also made the character that you play as canon. He's now, like, canon as in terms of the Star Wars lore and stories. Which is just brilliant. I'm trying to work out how the fuck I come in here. Down the stairs. Before I come in. Well, yeah.
figure out which...
I do think that they're making another, I think they're making another Star Wars game, like. I don't believe that they're doing something else. I mean, they could be making Titanfall 3, I suppose, but I think at this point in time it's unlikely. Right, we'll do the Return to Gizmo, I think. That's the next story mission. Right, bear with me, boys. I'll be 2 minutes. You know, diabetic and all of that. I need to go and take a piss because I have to drink that much fucking water these days. I'm just like a constant fountain. Right, shan't be long. Guess who's back? Back again. Yeah, Morrowind's great. Like, without Morrowind, you don't have Skyrim or any of these other games.
Let's see.
It's definitely 100% the way to do it. There we go. I think I've got enough there. I need to start bringing the darkness up. I've got 23 light and 3 dark.
The light is nearly blinding.
Exactly.
Gizmo will always make time for you. The influence of the Myriad tribe has increased with your help. Says he misses your mother because she was more than a teacher. She was a friend.
Thought she was going to be a side piece.
To see you again soon. Gizmo will always make time for you. Didn't have much else to say, so no problem.
Right. I have now leveled up. I should probably start bringing agility and stuff up. Bit more key. General. Right, I think we are now at a point where. Hold on. Yeah. Boomerang. Alright. Circle, square, R2. We'll get to that. I don't need them yet. Let's just build the points up, I think. For now. Right, what else have we got? We need to go and see out of date. Got something to do with this goop. Still got to capture the rival outposts. Which... Do you know what, right? I've thought about that so much. Look, logically, it has to be deaf. Because you can put subtitles on and I can read. So I can still... Right, I was very ignorant back in the day. And didn't care to consume any entertainment whatsoever if it was subtitled. I was like, nope, not for me, not my kind of shit, not interested, go away. However, now that I play Yakuza, and Yakuza very much is subtitled, and it's such a good story, it's my favourite franchise. And obviously we're going through it on the channel, me and Richard, and Richard's loving it, I'm loving it, still, it's great. So the logic that I've got to go with is, I could still enjoy all of the things that I'd do if I was deaf, but could still see. But I couldn't enjoy them in the same way at all if I could only hear and not see. The other question posed to me on a regular basis is, lose your arms or lose your legs? I mean, it's a pretty fucking straightforward, obvious choice for me. Legs. You can strap some wheelchair device, automated movement device on me. But I need my hands for this. You take this from me and then there's not really much... Like, my life's pretty much boring as shit if you take this pad out of my hand. So that's the logic that I go with. Right or wrong, I suppose there is no right or wrong. Right, we'll get this sewerage tunnel out of the way because it's near us and I can fast travel to it because I've been there. And that's it. That's like, but I mean, obviously, ultimately, neither. I'd like to keep everything I've got.
Not everything here is friendly.
Right, he wants me down a tunnel, doesn't he?
Climatey climb.
Well, here's a one. Here's an interesting question for you, Greg. Here's an interesting question. Obviously, you're getting married, you and Emma. Has there been a discussion of tiddlywinks? Have you had the kids conversation? Is it something you're as interested in, or are you like, nope, not for us? Because what I can tell you is, I never planned to have kids. To be honest with you, I'm still shocked that I've had sex. But now that I've got the Ben, I couldn't possibly. I've just spent an amazing weekend with her. It's her birthday next Wednesday, a week on Wednesday. She's 11. And I couldn't imagine my life without her. I genuinely couldn't. Like, the feelings that I've got towards the Ben are like nothing I've ever experienced in my life before. It's insane. Like, she is everything. I know you always get them people that are like, oh, my kids are my world. Like, no, she's... Like, without Caitlin, I just don't see the bloody point. Change your life, mate, I'm telling you. And not in a bad way.
Just a few moves left. Make them count.
I mean, even Robert. Robert's got a son now. Robert's son is just over a year old, I think. January.
Check out that day.
And even Robert was like, seriously, mate, I couldn't live my life. Yeah, generally that's how it works. If the woman wants one, you have him one. I couldn't. He said he couldn't imagine his life without the bairn now. Because the thing is, they're like the best friend you've never had. They're into everything that you're into because they spend so much time with you. And it's just such an incredible thing to experience and have.
Body blow.
I was talking to James O'Neill. He works in the post office over Brandon. Yes, Chris has got an army of them. Chris has 6. Not all his. I think 3 of his, 2 of his. 5. He might have 5. And I think 3 of his, or 2 or 3 of his, and 2 or 3 might not be. Like, I don't know the exact number and work. I think 3 are not his, and 2 are his, and he's got 5. But I was talking to James over at the post office, Brandon, and he's got a little girl now, and he was like, mate, like, I'm a completely different person, because obviously James used to, if you remember, James used to run, like, manage a lot of bars and nightclubs and that downtown, like various different locations, and he's like, no, not interested in none of that, like, now I've got the band, it's all about the band. It just happens, that's the way it is. So it's nuts. It truly is nuts. To select which light is selected, use, yeah. To change the colour of the light, press X. Right. No, honestly, I think you'll have a lot of fun when you have kids, 100%. And, obviously, haven't seen Emma in a long ass time.
Just make sure no one.
But Emma grew up next to me, like either across the street or living next door to me, and she was always been like the mothering type. She just always was, even as a kid. So she'll make a good mum. And just think, you'll have somebody to share in all of your crazy film knowledge. Most knowledgeable in movies will be 100% Greg's child. There's no question. Like, your movie knowledge is just insane. I was on about this to Mick the other day.
Super effective.
She really would, mate. She'd be a fantastic mum.
You're low on health. Smackdown.
Just being a parent is one of those things that I don't know why. I think it's just something that is just naturally, not everyone, because I do know some people that are not great at it. Oh yeah, like, I've never met a kid yet that doesn't at least appreciate Lego. But modern day Lego is Minecraft, isn't it? Or Roblox. But it's just, being a parent, honestly, it's one of those things where you crap yourself. Honestly, like, because technically, from my side of the being a parent, single dad, always have been. Obviously, we were not together, we broke up after she was 3 months pregnant. And then Caitlin was 2 weeks old before I'd even known she was born. And she was nearly, well, the first time she came to my house without any sort of supervision and I had to look after her, she was nearly a year. So I don't have like the full ray, so to speak, of the experience of like baby. I was there, but I don't have the whole thing. And what I can tell you is, it just comes natural. You just pick it up, like it's just second nature. It's really insane. Because I always thought, oh, I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. But then it's just like, oh, right, she's crying. Well, she either needs a bottle or she needs a nappy change. Or she wants a cuddle. One of the two. Which even to this day is like still a situation. This weekend's been quite funny in that regard. Because I went out and cut the grass. It's daunting. I wouldn't say terrifying. Because the thing is, right, the moment you meet your own kid, like seeing other people's kids and hearing the horror stories and that, yeah, it absolutely is like, oh my god, right? But you look at Robert, right? Robert's a perfect example of this. Because Robert is a lad's lad, football, lads, drink, and all of the rest of it, right? But then you see Robert with the Ben, and it's like,
a moon could make this a...
who the hell's this? It's not even the same lad. You just know what to do and how to do it, and it just becomes second. Honestly, it becomes second nature. And when you meet your own kid, there's some sort of connection and bond there that's inexplicable. It's honestly, it's such a weird thing. Like, I can't imagine what it would be like, my life without Caitlin. It'd be a very, very different situation. Like, I'm not like most people. I never have been. I like being on my own, nice and quiet, doing my own thing. And I've had so many offers over the years to go on holidays or go places or do things. And because of my current situation,
Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oil...
only seeing the Ben on a weekend, I've turned every single one of them down every single time. Like, Caitlin's always come first.
The long-lasting effects this had on the evolution of
the way I've always looked at it
is, we know now, the only reason we came to exist.
Do you know what it is, right? People do... that happens. But I think that only happens when there's a resentment. And the only time there'd be a resentment, logically, is if... like, in all fairness, there should have been a resentment. For me, Jackie was a nightmare. Like, horrible. Like, honest to God, horrible.
You need to line up the switches so they match.
Like I say, I'm not like most people. The way I look at it is very different.
Make them count.
Cock off my balls this right up again, haven't I? Yep.
Bristles like the hair of one electric.
It's just one of those things, right, where I don't think that would happen. Because clearly, you and Emma, like, get on well. You're just getting married, all's going to be well. And for that reason alone, mate, I think, obviously...
Good. That's enough electric
having something
initiate the
that is
activate the framework.
Both yours and hers
The world is full of secrets.
You know what I mean?
waiting to be uncovered.
It's the excitement that I think keeps it going. You get terrified, but then there's also that excitement of, like, I am going to be able to get this little human being, and they are going to be part me. Well, yeah, I haven't. Like, any of my cousins or anything like that, I've just been like, it's a baby. Excellent, well done. And then when it was mine, it was like a whole... like, now, I am broody as all hell. Every time I see babies now, I'm like, I need another one. And the thing is, that's just because I had really good experiences with Caitlin. The chances are I'd have another one, it'd be a nightmare, and I'd hate every second of it. I just know that that's what my life is going to be like. But it doesn't